Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Jack's vlogs, and we had overall pretty good week. Pressing strength isn't quite where we'd like it, but he also has done a cut and he's at a lighter body weight, so it's going to be a little bit of a fight there in general. But he did get a plus rep. He got one extra rep on his 3+ set on the press. Of course, over on the bench, he only got 3, but he also had the spotter touch the bar. And again, it's not like it was an unrespectable weight. He did 280 for a triple. But on Jack's press day, pretty straightforward stuff. We do the press. We do back off work on the press. He does usually like pull-ups or chin-ups. And we do some tricep work, right? So you see him doing the smaller tricep exercises here. And that's pretty much what we do on that day. It's a very straightforward day. It's probably our easiest day in training for him every week because it's just not that much stuff being done. We do some arms. Or actually on that day, he does one-arm dumbbell rows. He doesn't even do the chins. We save that for the bench day. So again, he just does dumbbell rows, some dumbbell extensions, some curls, and we generally call it a day there. All right, squat day, he ended up getting 5 reps on his 3+, and I think this was with about 350, 355. So we're in a pretty good place with his squat. Of course, he asked me, he's like, "Coach, were these high?" And I'm like, "No, dude, they're not high. Let's look at that." And he's like, "I don't know, they felt a little high." It's because a lot of times he squats so deep normally that when stuff is just 2 inches below parallel, he's like feeling like it's high, but it's not. His squat days at the moment, again, nothing overly complicated, just simple basic work. We do a lot of squat volume, which you guys can see on the sheet. We do some leg press so that we get some extra leg work without the axial loading on the back. And he's been slowly increasing the weight he does on leg presses. And then, of course, we do hanging leg raises. And for those of you who followed me a little while, you guys know I love hanging leg raises. You know why, and it's because they work the hip flexors in addition to being one of the best abdominal exercises. And when I say being the best, I'm just going off EMG data. Which, we can sometimes take with a grain of salt, but generally speaking, anytime something hits the number one spot on the EMG data comparing 6 or 7 movements, you can assume it's a good exercise. But it is the extra hip flexor stuff that we're looking at in a very positive light. It's what we're looking at. But the bench press day, he got his 280 for 3 here, but then the guy touched the bar and he's just like, "I don't know why people keep doing this. I keep telling them not to repeatedly, and no matter what I do, it's like people always touch the bar." It's like right there, the guy's reaching to touch it. And again, that's not how spotting works. You should either be over the bar ready to grab it, right, or not. So it's just funny how people are with spotting. They don't know how to spot, or they definitely don't know how to spot powerlifters. They don't know how to spot powerlifters. Okay, so his bench day, we do quite a bit of body weight stuff. We'll usually do some pull-ups or chin-ups. All right, do 5 sets of those. I have him come in and do dips. We do dips afterwards. And that gives us quite a bit of chest volume for him because, again, we do 5 sets of back off work on the bench. We do 5 sets of dips. So, again, puts us in a good place as far as his overall chest volume. And, of course, he's got tricep work and stuff on the overhead press day. Although, if I need to, I may take his tricep volume up a little bit, with a little more tricep work. All right, deadlifts. We did good. All-time 5 rep PR. All right, we get over to it, and he's like, 450. It's supposed to be a 3+. I got 5 reps. 5 reps. All right. He noticed this was an all-time PR. He's something like 20 pounds heavier than his best 5 rep max, even when he pulled 515 at a meet. So we're real happy with that. We're very happy about it. Although after the deadlifts, he did his glute ham raises, which again are still a work in progress. We're still working on those and how to make those work for us. There's still, some strength issues to work with there, but he is slowly improving. And, hamstrings are still a limit for him in a lot of ways. Hamstrings are a limiting factor in a lot of his strength. And if you guys notice, even on that deadlift, I mean, he pulled it real clean. It was real nice. Looked like he left a rep in the tank. But notice the compensation. All right, so we have to keep hammering his hamstrings. They are the limit for his deadlift right now. And he's a pretty good deadlifter. So when we say the limit, it's not like he's weak. I mean, he's pulling 515. That's what he did at the last meet. He just did 450 for 5. But they're a bit of an issue, and he pointed out his hamstring tendons were a little inflamed after that, which goes to show us that the situation we're in with him is that the hamstrings can only handle so much workload, meaning when we set a PR on a deadlift for reps and then he does his glute ham raises, then his tendons feel a little inflamed because they've been pushed to their absolute limits. They've been pushed to their limits. But I think right now we're, I believe, about 4 months or 5 months out from competition. I'll need to get back with him and get our exact day because, again, he's got a meet coming up towards the end of the year. First meet he's done in a year or so, I believe. So we're going to be coming in a lighter weight class. At the rate we're going to expect us to PR his deadlift, and if we can just equal his squat and his bench from his last meet at a lighter class, that's going to be a success. But I'm predicting, based upon his historic rep work, that on the deadlift, I think we're going to see a PR. See a meet PR. I'm hoping a minimum of 10 pounds. And if we can do that, so even if the other stuff doesn't go perfect, if we can hit the same total on a lighter weight, that's progress. And the thing is, he doesn't want to necessarily go up to a higher body fat again. It's been good for his married life and everything to be leaner, to have some visible abs again. He's not ripped. We're not talking full six pack, but he's got visible abs at this point. He's enjoying that. So we don't want to chasing bigger numbers, mess with someone's enjoyment of their personal life either. We have to strike that balance, especially if they're not going to be, a world-class level competitor. They just want to have fun at local meets and be strong and place well. There's a big difference. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.